Hello, TikTok. I'm so excited to be back. I'm going to give people a few minutes to come in. Hi, how are you? I feel like it's been so long since I've been on here, but I hope y'all have lots of questions for me. So I'm excited to spend some time with you today. And as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about how doulas can support all kinds of births, right? So I'm just going to give the algorithm a chance to do what it does before getting started. Thank you all so much for joining. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments for me. Let me know how you're doing today. And yeah, we'll get started in just a minute. Thank you all so much. I haven't been on here in a while, and it looks like TikTok gave me all kind of new buttons, so I'm trying to figure out what's even happening and what's going on right now. So let me know if you can hear me okay and that everything is all good, please. And I'll wait like one more minute and then I'll get started. Hey, Kate Kelly. Thank you so much for joining. I'm only going to wait a few more seconds and then we're going to get started talking about all things doulas, which I love talking about. Hey, y'all. Hey. One of my favorite baby wearing companies. Thank you all so much for joining. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started and then we can just all catch up later. I guess I'm gonna start by saying thank you so much for joining. It's been a while, and I'm just really excited to be back on TikTok. Thank you for all of the support, even while I was on a little slow posting spurt there. Thank you all so much for all of the comments. As always, keep leaving me comments because it helps me to know what type of content to create. I love answering questions. I love providing education, which is what I'm going to be doing today. If you don't know me, my name is Ray. I am one of the providers here at the amazing Ruth Health. I am a nurse, a doula, and a certified breastfeeding specialist, and I love all things maternal health, which is one reason why I love working for Ruth Health, because they are changing the way that things are done in this area. They're giving people the support that we deserve and making it accessible, right? Which is why we are so grateful. If you are here on TikTok, you can be one of the people that use our exclusive code in the bio to get a discount off of your services, which means you can work with me for one of the most affordable prices ever. So if you are here on TikTok, make sure you use that code because we are so grateful for you. So that's a little bit about me. And today I'm going to be talking about how doulas can support all kinds of births, right? Because there is this misconception out there that doulas only support home births, or doulas are only if you want an unmedicated birth, right? And that is absolutely not the case, right? And I mean, that was something that I thought, hey, oh my gosh, one of my favorite creators is in here. That is something that I thought before having my doula. I was like, I don't need a doula because I'm having a hospital birth, and I didn't think that a doula could support me having a hospital birth. But then I learned otherwise. No, seriously. Then I learned otherwise, right? I learned that doulas are for all kinds of births. As a doula, I have supported people who have had hospital births. I have supported people who have had home births. I have supported many people actually with high risk pregnancies. And that is actually one of the areas that I love supporting people with, because I feel like they need all of the support, especially if you're on bed rest for months. You need somebody to talk to, somebody to help you understand the big words and the interventions and the things that are happening, and somebody to help you navigate all of these things that were completely unexpected. So I love supporting people who have high risk pregnancies. I have supported people with C-sections. people who had birth in a birthing center, people who had multiples and had a C-section, people who had multiples and had a vaginal delivery. Doulas can support all types of birth, and that is what I want people to know. And that doula support doesn't have to have a certain look, right? So doulas do more than just hip squeezes during a vaginal birth or help you get in and out the water for a water birth, right? So we educate. We can help you navigate your options. Where am I located? I am in Georgia. I recently relocated from Atlanta to South Georgia, North Florida area. So that's where I'm at. And oh my gosh, it's so mutual. I really appreciate your content and just the fresh perspective, and I just love your content. Yes, what was I saying? Doulas, we support all births because we do more than just hip squeezes and help people get in and out of the water for a water birth, right? There's a lot of things that happen before you even get to the labor and delivery that doulas do, like prenatal support, helping you navigate, you know, what provider you want, where you even want to deliver at, what your options are, teaching childbirth education classes. Yes, and this is really important, and this answers this question right here. When would you recommend hiring a doula? As soon as possible. I know a lot of people like to wait until the end or like the second trimester, but I don't necessarily recommend that because I feel like the earlier you hire your doula, the more time you have to develop that connection with them. But also, the earlier you hire your doula and you start talking about your birth plan, y'all know I'm always talking about a birth plan, right? And I like to think about birth plans as like a time and a space for you to get educated about all of your options. Not so much having a plan for how your birth has to go line by line, script by script, like it has to go this way. But no, the time for you to develop your birth plan is for you to get educated, right? So that you know all of your options and that you can figure out if your provider is a good fit for you. And the sooner you do that during your pregnancy, the sooner you can be in an environment where you can thrive during your pregnancy with support, instead of waiting to hire a doula until like you're 30 weeks and then you're trying to scramble to switch providers at 35 weeks because you're just not doing your birth plan, just not understanding all of your options, and now you're trying to find a provider, and sometimes they don't have openings for you depending on what area you're in. Like in Georgia, we don't have a large number of birthing centers or home birth midwives, so the birthing center might be full. But if you would have hired your doula earlier, then it gives you a little bit more access to providers and options, and creating a birthing space and an environment and a team that it fits you. Let's see, that's so good to know. How do you know what to include on your birthing plan? Well, you can head over to the blog, right? So we updated our blog on birthing plans. So it now includes a downloadable guide for you to go to. It's not one of those things where you just go through and do yes, no. I do not agree with those 100% because like I mentioned, I feel like formulating a birth plan should be a lot of education. You need to understand why things are done and have some education behind the decisions that you're making, right? So our template gives you something to think about and room to write it in. And that's why I don't like copying and pasting somebody else's, because everybody is different, and you should your birth plan should match you. It should be individualized, and that is what we are all about at Ruth's Health. So head over to the blog and it'll walk you through everything from procedures you want to do, positions you want to give birth in, who do you want in the room, what do you want to happen after, are you honoring the golden hour, all of that good stuff. Am I currently taking clients? I am not. Not right now, just life stuff and mom stuff at the moment, and I'm really focusing on working on becoming an IBCLC. I just have to get my hours and then sit for the exam, and so I'm really trying to focus on that. But I do love birth. so much, and it's such a privilege, it's such an honor. Just being in this space is an honor, and I love it so much. Yes. So, any more questions? Thank you so much. I'm so excited about all of the transitions that are happening in my life. I'm so happy to be back here and talking about all things doula here. Any more questions for me? Because I can definitely talk more about what doulas do and how we can support all births. Even if your birth doesn't go as planned, right? Because I was just talking about birth plans. And I remember doing a reels like where somebody was saying, well, I know I hired you for home birth and then we had to do a transfer, and I'm so sorry you're feeling like your doula can't come. And that's totally not the case. Like, I have went right along with my client to the hospital if the home birth we had to do a transfer, or if she had an appointment and something just didn't align for the home birth and it turned into a hospital birth. Like, doulas, we aren't going to leave you hanging, right? We're there to support you regardless of what happens. And then you also have somebody in your corner who can help you to understand what's happening. If the team is completely new, like if you had a home birth midwife and now you're going into the hospital and you are meeting a new midwife or a new OBGYN and all new staff, right? It could be very overwhelming. So a doula can help you navigate that experience. Say, hold on, time out. We need a minute to talk about this, or this is an emergency. These are your options, weigh them out. So we're there to support you for the entire experience, not just if your birth goes the way that you envisioned it. How can a doula help my partner feel included? I don't want them to feel like they can't help. Oh, listen, I always tell people we are a member of the team. Right, just like your partner. So we don't replace anybody. We're just adding extra support for you and your partner. So especially during my childbirth educations, I really like to teach it to both people, because partners don't always understand what's going on or how to help. And I try to teach that. And also during the laboring process, they can be included too. So if you are striving for a water birth or a medicated birth, we can teach them to do the hip squeezes. We can teach them different comfort techniques to do for you. You can also be there to support you and your partner mentally and spiritually during the birthing process and during the postpartum period, especially when it comes to like infant soothing techniques or teaching your partner how to baby wear. So if you're doing the feeding, then I can show your partner how to breastfeed. I can show your partner how to baby wear so that you can get some rest. So doulas, we're really there to support the whole unit, not just the one birthing person. And we aren't replacing anybody at all. It's a family affair. Let me see, I feel like I'm talking really fast, a whole lot. So I'm going to slow down for a minute and see if I get any more questions. And let me know maybe in the comments what type of birth you had. Did you have a doula? Looking back, do you wish you had a doula? Yeah, that'll be interesting to know. And I think if we talk more about doulas being at all kinds of births, then everybody would know that we supported all kinds of births. Will I be doing more TikTok lives? Absolutely. So I really like having a topic. It helps me to just stay focused. So if there's ever anything that you want me to do a live on, you can message me or leave me a comment under a video. Let me know you want me to do a live or a response to it, and I'll be more than happy to do that. I love educating about all things pregnancy, labor and delivery, lactation support, all of my favorite things. thank you so much for joining. Before I hop off, I want to remind you all that we have so many resources on our website. Check out our blogs, that downloadable birth plan template, and don't forget to use that code, that link in the bio, if you need support. It's an amazing deal, and we are really trying to make things really accessible so that everybody gets the care and the support that they need. So if you have any more questions, I want to answer them, so I want to give a few seconds to just make sure nothing is lagging. And if not, make sure y'all come on back. I'm posting more, and I'm just so grateful to be here, doing what I love, sharing what I love, and making a difference here on TikTok. And no more questions, so I'm gonna say happy Wednesday to everybody, and I will see you next time.